Roman Reigns crashed The Rock's welcome home celebration for Tama Tonga by putting a brutal hit on Zilla Fatu, forcing him to vacate the Intercontinental Championship and sending a clear message to the new bloodline. But chaos didn't stop there. Samoa Joe blindsided Cody Rhodes, leading Jey Uso to voice the question everyone's been thinking: just how much control does Roman really have over Joe? At Survivor Series, the war reached a critical turning point as the O.G Bloodline clashed with The Rock's new bloodline. The final boss was nowhere to be found, claiming he had something even bigger planned. Instead, he handed the reins to Jacob Fatu to lead the charge. In a historic moment, Roman Reigns forced Hikuleo to submit for the first time ever, securing victory for the OG Bloodline. But just as the dust settled, The Rock returned, and he wasn't alone. Paul Heyman made a dramatic return, handing The Rock Roman's coveted undisputed championship belt.
Well, this is certainly unusual. GM Nick Aldis opening the show with a live entrance. That's not something we see every week, folks. You can tell by the look on his face. There's something important he needs to address. Nick Aldis is not a man who steps in front of the crowd lightly. So whatever he has to say tonight, you know it's going to be big. He's the man in charge, the one tasked with maintaining order. And after everything that went down at War Games and that shocking appearance by The Rock and Paul Heyman, you can bet the stakes have never been higher.
Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your patience tonight. I stand before you not just as the general manager of SmackDown, but as the representative of WWE's executive board. And tonight, I have a very important announcement to make, one that frankly is not entirely in my control. Effective immediately at the request of the WWE Board of Directors, tonight's originally scheduled main event has been changed. Instead of the match you were expecting, we will be bearing witness to a moment in history, the official reveal of The Rock's bronze statue. This statue will forever reside at WWE headquarters, signifying The Rock's immortal status in this industry. I know some of you may feel that this kind of accolade is premature, or that others on this roster might deserve similar recognition, and believe me, I understand those concerns. But let me be clear, this is not my decision. I'm simply the messenger, delivering the directive from the top.
Nick, before you step out of that ring, I need you to listen real close. I see what's happening around here. I see the strings being pulled, and I see you standing there, stuck in the middle of all this chaos that The Rock is stirring up. You think I don't know the position you're in? I get it. You're the GM, but let's be honest. As long as The Rock's sitting on that board of directors, you don't have any real power, do you? He's got his hand in everything now. Tonight's main event, changed on a whim. Statues instead of matches. That's the game he's playing. So I'm telling you right now, Nick, man to man, either you stand up for yourself or you're gonna lose this entire locker room. Because if you can't run this show, if you can't make the decisions that need to be made for the good of the brand, then maybe me and my family take our talents somewhere else, like Raw, because SmackDown deserves a leader. And if you're not gonna be that leader, then maybe we need to be somewhere that respects what we bring to the table. So think about it, Nick, because if you're not in control, then the OG Bloodline is gonna make sure we are.
Nick Aldis now finds himself in a very difficult position. His days as GM could be numbered, and he doesn't look happy about what Roman just said.
Yo, Oos, I gotta tell you, man, things are getting real shaky around here. Did you hear what Aldis just said? They're rolling out statues like this is some kind of museum. And now I'm out here about to face Jacob Fatu. And that ain't even the main event. Man, I'm getting real tired of the way SmackDown's looking these days. We the ones that built this place. We put in the work, and now we getting treated like second best. You gotta do something, Oos. Because if you don't get a handle on this, man, the OG Bloodline gonna find themselves in a sticky situation. We gotta make sure these people respect us again. I know you got a plan, but whatever it is, it's gotta happen fast.
Here comes Jacob Fatu, and listen to this crowd. They are letting him have it tonight. Loud boos echo through the arena, and you can just feel the tension whenever this man steps foot in the ring. Jacob Fatu's been an absolute wrecking ball since arriving in WWE as the vice president of the new bloodline. He's left a trail of broken bodies in his wake. Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes. He's taken them all down and made it look easy. He's not just a powerhouse, he's a force of nature. And every time he steps through that curtain, you know something big is about to happen. And let's not forget his role in the new bloodline. He's the Rock's enforcer, the muscle behind the movement. The fans might not like him, but you can't deny his impact. This man is a threat to everyone who steps in his path. Here comes Jey Uso, and just listen to this place erupt. He's coming through the crowd, and you can see the fans are absolutely losing their minds right now, chanting and yeeting in unison. Jay's got that energy, that presence that you just can't teach, and the WWE Universe loves him for it. This is a huge match. Jey Uso versus Jacob Fatu. Talk about a clash of the titans, a battle between two men who know what it means to be family, but have been on very different paths. Jay's had his own struggles lately, questioning where he stands, but you can bet he's going to bring the fight tonight. This is the kind of match that defines careers, folks. Jacob Fatu, the unstoppable vice president of the new bloodline, and Jey Uso, the man who's been fighting for respect his entire life. Get ready, because this one's going to be electric. This is exactly the kind of opportunity that doesn't come around every day, folks. Jey Uso is in there with Jacob Fatu, a man who has been absolutely unstoppable over the past 6 months. Every time Fatu steps into the ring, he's taken down some of the biggest names in WWE. He's on the brink of greatness, no question about it. But tonight, Jey Uso could change everything. If he manages to put a stop to that momentum, it's not just a win, it's a statement. It's Jey Uso telling the entire WWE Universe that he's not just Roman's right-hand man. He's a legitimate main event player in his own right. Imagine the boost of confidence, the shift in power if Jey Uso were the one to derail Jacob Fatu tonight. That's the kind of moment that defines a career. The stakes couldn't be higher for Jey. This could be the night he takes all of Fatu's momentum and makes it his own. Think about the ripple effect this would have across the entire bloodline dynamic. If Jey Uso manages to topple Jacob Fatu tonight, that sends shockwaves all the way up to The Rock himself. Jay's always been the underdog, the guy fighting to get out from under Roman's shadow. But tonight, he's got the chance to carve out his own legacy. Let's not forget, Jacob Fatu's been The Rock's enforcer, the man who's kept the new bloodline's grip on this company ironclad. He's the one who's been feared in locker rooms, who's decimated everyone who's stepped up. Every yeet chant from the crowd tonight is a reminder of how much the fans believe in him. If he pulls this off, it's not just a win, it's a seismic shift in the entire bloodline landscape. The end could be near for Jey Uso. And just like that, the Samoan Werewolf takes care of business here on SmackDown. Jacob Fatu's momentum continues. Hang on just a second here. It seems that Fatu isn't done here. Jey Uso could be in serious trouble here. The Samoan Werewolf now reaching for a foreign object. Ouch. Uso getting the living snot beaten out of him with a steel chair. Someone needs to step in and stop this. Hang on just a second. Look who's here. Here comes Joe. Samoa Joe is in the house. This place has come unglued. And down goes Fatu. Samoa Joe just dropped Jacob where he stood. What a statement of intent from the Samoan submission machine. Joe stands tall, sending a clear message to Jacob Fatu. There's someone out there who won't let him run roughshod over this entire roster. And can you imagine what it would be like if these two absolute monsters went one-on-one? The kind of physicality, the kind of intensity we'd see in that ring. These are two of the most dangerous men to ever set foot in WWE.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get to what's next, I want to take a moment to thank both Jacob Fatu and Jey Uso for delivering an incredible co-main event. You both proved exactly why you're among the very best this industry has to offer. That was a classic. Now, as promised, the WWE Universe is in for a treat you won't soon forget. Up next, we will witness the official unveiling of The Rock's immortal statue, a piece created by a world-renowned artist, someone who has worked tirelessly to bring this vision to life. I know tensions are high, and there's a lot of controversy around The Rock's influence here on SmackDown, but make no mistake, tonight's moment will go down in history as a tribute to one of the greatest WWE superstars of all time. Trust me when I say you will not want to miss this.
Here they come, folks. The new bloodline led by the final boss himself. Listen to this place. You can feel the energy shift whenever The Rock makes his presence felt. After everything that went down at Survivor Series, and let's not forget, we're all anticipating the arrival of Paul Heyman later tonight. He's the ultimate chess master, and aligning himself with The Rock might just be his greatest move yet. If The Rock has Paul Heyman at his side, I can only imagine what that means for the future of SmackDown and for Roman Reigns himself. You know, when The Rock decided to align himself with Paul Heyman and take Roman's championship, it felt like we were witnessing a hostile takeover right before our eyes. Survivor Series was supposed to be about the bloodline proving who the real head of the table is, but The Rock flipped the script and turned it into a coronation of his own power. We all know Heyman's track record. He's the ultimate opportunist. Aligning with The Rock is like giving a king an extra army. I'm telling you right now, Roman Reigns has every reason to be looking over his shoulder because The Rock and Heyman together, that's a threat unlike anything we've ever seen.
Now let me make one thing perfectly clear. Roman, The Rock, heard your little complaints earlier tonight, crying like a baby because you couldn't be the center of attention during tonight's main event. But guess what, Roman? Tonight isn't about you, it's about The Rock. It's about the final boss getting the recognition he deserves. And let's talk about my man, Jacob Fatu. While you were complaining, Jacob was celebrating over the moon to step aside from the main event because even Jacob knows that what's about to happen tonight is bigger than any one match. History, its legacy, it's immortal. So let me introduce you to the man who knows exactly how big this moment is. The man who made all of this possible. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome The Rock's personal wise man, Paul Heyman.
Oh man, The Rock is just laying it on thick tonight, completely belittling Roman Reigns and showing no mercy. And now Paul Heyman's coming out carrying Roman Reigns' own undisputed championship, the same one he handed to The Rock at Survivor Series. This is like a slap in the face to Roman and the entire O.G Bloodline. You've got to be kidding me. Heyman is flaunting that title like it's his personal trophy, and you can see the smug look on his face as he walks down the ramp. And with Heyman carrying that belt, it's like a physical reminder that The Rock didn't just take Roman's title, he took his legacy.
Without further ado, let's get to the real reason we're all here tonight. We've got something that's going to be the centerpiece of WWE headquarters. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're about to unveil the greatest monument in WWE history.
Wait a minute, what is this? Roman's music hits and here comes the tribal chief himself wearing the undisputed championship around his waist. But hold on a second, didn't Paul Heyman just bring out Roman's title moments ago? This is absolutely insane. We've got The Rock statue still in that wooden crate, suspended like a monument waiting to be revealed. And now Roman Reigns walks out with the undisputed title.
Let me make something perfectly clear to everybody in this arena, to The Rock and to Paul Heyman. You think you pulled a fast one at Survivor Series? You think you outsmarted the tribal chief? Nah, that's not how this works. There's a reason I banished my wise men a long time ago, because I don't need one. I am the one true chief for a reason. I don't need Paul Heyman to tell me how to handle my business. I handle my business all by myself. You see, that referee Heyman paid off at Survivor Series to steal my title. He knew better than to cross Roman Reigns. I saw it coming from a mile away. So I did what I always do. I stayed 3 steps ahead. I switched the titles. The one you have, the one Heyman gave you. That's a replica. The title I'm wearing right now, that's the legitimate undisputed championship. The bottom line is this: you can't outsmart me, you can't dethrone me, and you sure as hell can't take my legacy away. Cause when you're at the top, there's only one man who calls the shots, and that's me. Oh, and by the way, Rock, while we're talking about staying ahead of the game, word travels fast in this business. You think I didn't catch wind of your little attempt to immortalize yourself with a statue? You think I was gonna stand by and let you overshadow the tribal chief on my own show? Nah, see, I made a call myself. I reached out to that world-renowned artist you bragged about, and let's just say I had a few last-second alterations made. So without further ado, let's get this over with. Let's reveal that statue, Rock. Let's show the world exactly what happens when you try to outshine Roman Reigns.
Oh my God, I can't believe what I'm seeing. The crane just lifted that wooden box, and are you kidding me? That's not the Rock statue at all. It's a statue of Roman Reigns. This place has completely erupted. The look on the Rock's face is priceless. Shock, anger, disbelief. Roman Reigns has not only stolen the Rock's moment, he's turned it into a celebration of himself. Roman Reigns just outplayed the Rock in front of the entire world. The final boss's big night just turned into the tribal chief's biggest statement yet.